Back again with another edition of Talking with Troupe with former Gators tight end Ben Troupe. I am David Waters, host of Gators Breakdown. You can find me on Twitter at GatorDave_SEC. Ben, let's get straight to it, man. Once again, these Gators handle Tennessee for the second year in a row.
Yeah, man. I mean, you felt real good about the overall effort. Came out fast. Big drive with an opening touchdown with Kyle Trask, Kyle Pitts. Kind of got things going. Kind of had some things go our way as far as calls kind of went our way. Kind of like some little quirky things with the refs. Man, yeah, you got to admire the effort. I mean, coming in without your starter Felipe. Not playing with Zuniga, not having like CJ, some quality guys on defense, and you not missing a beat shows that Coach Dan Mullins, his whole psyche as far as like these guys understanding how to win ugly, how to win dominant. I think it kind of all came to the forefront on Saturday.
Yeah, how would you rate Kyle Trask's performance? Of course, coming in for Felipe Franks with the injury, he handled at Kentucky very well. A lot of pressure in that game. A different kind of pressure in this game, it being his first start in college. How would you rate, Kyle Trask's overall performance? Really, like you said, started well. In the second half, probably had some turnovers he wish he could have back.
Yeah, I think with any guy with his first start, you're gonna have some ups and downs, but I think he handled them well. I mean, I always look at a player. How do you handle adversity? Was able, like you mentioned, the second half, kind of had some plays get away from him, but didn't allow that to mess with his overall game. I give him an A, man. I give him an A for the situation. Obviously, he played extremely well, man, and to be able to have guys like Coach Spurrier come down to the locker room because he's the last, quarterback to wear number 11. I think that it helps with his confidence. No position in football requires more confidence than the quarterback position. I think Kyle handled it well, didn't get too high and too low. Let's face it, you Tennessee, man, you trying to come here and make a statement. You couldn't tell that Kyle had stepped in for his first start. Most of the time with this guy's first start, you're trying to protect him. I like the way, man, they just let him go out there, man, sling the football around, man, keep us ahead of the chains, put us in good situations. I like the fact that the man showed a lot of poise, a lot of moxie, and I'm looking forward to see how well he can play down the stretch.
Then the run game struggled again until later in the game when Emory Jones comes in, and the Tennessee defense already kind of beat, already checked out maybe at that point. I expect the staff to really work on it this week, going up against Towson as well. But Ben, could we see a transition here from from the season of opening up? We weren't sure where this offensive line would be, how they would handle pass blocking, how they'd handle run blocking. So far, maybe a bit of a surprise. They're better at pass blocking than they are at run blocking. Is there a transition happening where we could see this team start to air it out a little bit more?
I mean, I think so. But I still think you gotta have a point of emphasis on the run game. I mean, not saying that Florida's not one of the best teams in the country, but the best teams, that has that 1, 2, and 3 and 4, ranking next to them, they balance. They run the football, and the thing is, you throw the ball to score, you run the ball to win. And I mean, as you mentioned, yeah, it was great that at the end of the game, Emory was able to come in and kind of seal the game when you talk about it. But that team had already checked out. You don't want to be one-dimensional. I mean, because, yes, we expect to be Tennessee. Florida's had its way with Tennessee and teams like Kentucky for a long time. But you got Auburn coming. You got LSU coming. You got Georgia coming. You got South Carolina on the road, Missouri on the road. You cannot be one-dimensional against these teams because they'll find a way, to take that away from you and force you to run. So I think with a team like Townsend and moving forward, you want to start placing more emphasis on the run. And it happens, man. I mean, a young offensive line – it is kind of surprising that they are better pass blockers than they are run blockers. Run the ball is just attitude. So I would hope that we would get back more to just being more balanced because I give Coach Dan Mullen a lot of credit, man. He is an incredible play caller. He knows how to put guys in a position to go out there and make plays. But as you get into the meat and potatoes of this SEC schedule, you want to make sure you balance, man, because you don't want to see one dimensional, which is something I tell Kyle Trask and Lucas Kroll after every game. I'll DM him to tell him, look, great job in the run game because you don't want to be that guy that's one dimensional. I think we got to take that approach for the overall, personality of this offense.
Ben, I know you're big on him. Damian Pierce, the running back out of Georgia as well, much like you, comes down to Florida and plays. A lot of Gator fans, a lot of conversation out there whether LaMichael Pirine, maybe not the same running back that we thought he'd be coming in this year. Is there maybe a time also for maybe not even talking about the transition from running the ball to passing the ball more, but when Florida does run the ball, could you see a transition where Damian Pierce deserves a little more carries with the struggles that Michael P. Ryan's having?
Absolutely, and I think that'll be good for LaMichael P. Ryan. I mean, sometimes, man, to be an ultimate teammate, you got to defer to the guy next to you. Sometimes you just it ain't clicking right now. And the thing about it is, man, based off the season that LaMichael P. Ryan had, especially in the bowl game in the last month of the season, people thought they're going to transition into this season. Well, you're not having a guy like Jawan Taylor. It shows. I do think Pierce could be a guy that kind of, you could kind of go with the hot hand. Let him come in and kind of start the game, kind of see how he looks on third and short, second and long. And hopefully it'll, because the one thing about the running backs, at Florida, man, you all go get touches. Not just Pierce and P. Ryan, but, Davis and those guys. And, yeah, man, sometimes having that change of pace, man, is always good. It's good for P. Ryan because it shows, look, man, I got to play better. It's good for Pierce because it says, look, man, I've been wanting this starting spot. Can I go out there and lead this young running attack, man? So, yeah, I think it'd be great for P. Ryan, man. I got a chance to, talk to him at SC Media Days, man. Very, big, classy guy, man. A senior leader who understands, man, sometimes when you a leader, doesn't mean you lead from the front. Sometimes you got to lead where you stand, and I think it'll be a good for him to kind of say, hey, man, give that young boy Damian Pierce, who's more than earned an opportunity to go out there and start. Let him see what he can do.
And it's going to seem like a weekly occurrence here, but the way he's playing, I think we got to keep bringing him up. And your guy, Kyle Pitts here, another 4 catches versus Tennessee, one of those being the opening touchdown. Ben, he's emerging as a weapon. You kind of saw this coming. You alluded to it all preseason. Many out there did, but, you playing the position, it speaks a lot to what you will be able to see from Kyle Pitts heading into the season. The last 2 games, 8 catches, 123 yards.
I mean, he's gifted, man. I mean, he's a physical specimen. He's a guy that goes out there, he creates mismatches, and he can get open on no matter who it is. Linebacker mismatch, safety mismatch, cornerback too small.
And he's beating those guys up too, Ben.
Absolutely. And the one thing I be telling Kyle is, look, man, what makes your game come all the way to the forefront is the blocking game, because that's where you build that tenacity. That's where you earn your stripes. Because, look, man, everybody know, man, that catch that he called, for the touchdown pass, that was a nice snag. I mean, to be able to get up there and snag it and get and still embrace the contact and still get in the end zone, he's emerging as a weapon. And the thing about Kyle is he's not a one-trick pony. He's not a guy to say, oh, man, yeah, he's built like a receiver, to run like a receiver, but he plays tight end. I like the fact that they got him on the line, in line blocking, but still can, got the full nuance of the route tree. So yeah, man, I'm happy to see this young man coming into his own, man. It's been a long time, since we've been able to say that the tight end's been a focal point of the offense, taking out away from Keontae and Gooseby and Ryan McGee's of the world, back when they played. But yeah, man, it's always good, man, to see Kyle go out there making plays. Plus, he's a momentum player. He doesn't have to get the ball. You don't have to target him 12 times. You throw the ball to him 5, 6 times a game, man. He gonna move the chains, might even get in the end zone, and it's nice to see him going out there, man, coming into his own, and a guy that's only gonna be counted upon even more as we get down towards towards the end of the schedule.
Been a couple things here for this Towson game before I let you go. Of course, the big stretch is coming up. You alluded to it earlier. Auburn, LSU, of course, South Carolina, Georgia, all within the next 5 weeks here. How does Florida approach this Towson game? You got to stay healthy. You got you're going to probably rest some guys who are already a little banged up. A couple things here in this game for the storyline. It is a team you should beat, but is the focus there with those big games coming up? And of course, got to stay healthy.
Man, the health is the main thing. You want to come out this thing not relatively healthy, but 100% healthy. I know guys are raring to get back. I know CJ, they might leave him out another week, man, just to make sure he's already all the way ready for that Auburn game. But do what you do. Yeah, the thing about football, man, it's a momentum game, man. And the thing about it is nobody's good enough to take a week off, no matter how much talent, even if you are more talented than the team you playing. Go out there and do what you do. Find a way to build some confidence in the run game. We go back to that Damian Pierce situation, him and P. Ryan and Davis. I want to see a lot of rushing yards at the end of this game. I know we got a truckload of skill guys. When you talk about Swain and, when you talk about Cleveland and, when you talk about Hammond and they add the tight ends Kroll and Pitts and those guys in the Grimes. But I think they understand it, man. We're going to have to run the football in these games coming up. You don't want to start doing that when the game's coming, when Auburn comes to town. You want to start building, some rapport with his young offensive line, man. But do what you do. I trust Dan Mullen or whoever he decides to play or not let play. I trust his vision thus far. I mean, it seems to have been working. So I'm looking forward to, going out there, reestablishing who we are, leave no doubt, because you know how it is now, David. I mean, even though we in the college football playoff era, you still get judged off the BCS type. How do you win? Not that you win. So, yeah, I think Florida, man, leave no doubt. Go at Kyle Trask, take another step. Emory Jones, take another step. Young offensive line, take another step. And listen, man, John Grenard, my goodness. I mean, I can't talk about how great of an addition he's been, man. A guy who just seems, you can't even tell, he hasn't been, this is his first year at Florida, man, but he's been, the leader of the team, in my opinion, man, regardless of defense or offense. I want to see that Ty Grantham defense take another step. And these young defensive backs, man, great to see Marco Wilson, man, get his first pick, man, since coming back off injury. See, I want to see these young DBs, man, take another step, because when CJ's not in, other guys get a chance to step up, guys, and Trey Dean, man. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the young DBs take another step. Offensive line establish the run game. And Kyle Trask, man, I mean, he's showing why he's the starter right now. And hopefully Emory gets some snaps as well.
All right. That is Ben Troupe on this edition of Talking with Troupe, a News 4 Jax exclusive. Ben, let our listeners know where they can find you, man.
Man, I always go to ESPNcoastal.com between the hours of 3 and 6, Monday through Friday, to stream my show, 3 and Out, with Kevin Thomas and BJ Bennett. Always follow us online at Pigskin Radio, and you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at BenTroupe84.
That is Ben Troupe on Talking with Troupe. Thanks, Ben.
Appreciate it.